So today is rear disc day, along with a few other little bits and pieces I need to do. I need to put this onto the exhaust because where the DRS is, it's starting to blow a little bit, but here's the rear disc that we need to change. Obviously I need to get spacer off, and then the rest should be as normal, so hopefully it's as easy as the front ones were. Might be a bit harder, let's see. But here are Brembo brake pads and these lovely drilled and grooved discs. So as I said, I've got a few bits and pieces I need to do today, so let's crack on with the video. My name is Ollie, this is Vokevvautomotiv. Welcome to a new video. So the spacer should be quite easy to take off. It's just exactly the same size as the wheel nuts. And I copper greased all the studs, so they release nicely, which is good. I was worried that this was going to be seized onto the brake disc, but it looks like we're going to be alright. So that then just comes off, and there is my spacer. Same as before, there's two slider bolts, there's two carrier bolts, and then there's this clip that's on the front here, and then hopefully it should come away quite easily. I need to get this one painted at some point and have it yellow like all the others. So yeah, we'll crack on, get this one off. Need to get some new suspension at some point, I think. Need some coilovers. Let me know in the comments below. So that took a right bashing to get out. May have slightly deformed that hole, but it's out. These pads are out. And yeah, disc is finally free. Hopefully it's not stuck on the hub there. We need to get the carrier off. Then we can change them over. So you join me a few hours later on, and I've done some scavenging to find a 13mm socket because I didn't have one. So I've had to look in my dad's garage, in my auntie's garage, and finally I managed to find one to get these bastard bolts undone on this carrier. Because they were, I think they're Loctite. Well, Loctite is used to keep them in place. So I'm going to get them off now and get this carrier off, clean it up, see if we can get this brake disc off. Fingers crossed. And now we've got our next problem. The disc is seized onto the hub. Still gonna have to try, just put some WD-40 on it and try bowl to get it off. Hopefully we can get it off because it's a right pain in the ass and I still got the other side to do yet. And I've got a right busy day as well. So hopefully we can get this disc off because it's starting to piss me off. After a lot of perseverance, there we have one disc off. I'll give this area a bit of a clean, then we'll get the new disc on. So there we have the carrier back on in place. Now I need to get the new pads in the caliper, and then we can get the caliper back on. But I need to wind back the pistons first in the caliper, so I've got the tool in to be able to do that. So I'll show you that now, and then we'll be able to get the caliper and pads back on. So here's the wind back toolkit, and basically that piston in there gets wound back so that you can fit the new brake pads in wherever they are, and yeah, it just makes it a lot easier. So we'll get that wound back now, and then we'll get the new pads on. So how this wind back tool works is basically tighten it up, put in the correct size for the piston, and then allowing you to fit the brake pads onto the disc as well as and then we have the caliper back on, the new disc, new Brembo brake pads. Just need to tighten it up, and then put the wheel back on, and then job should be a fish. So yeah, then we'll get the other side done. So you now join me a few days later where the weather has finally picked up, and since the last clip I didn't have the wheel on, but now we've got the disc and the pad all back on, all back fitted. And after that last clip, it absolutely pissed it down. That's why I didn't film putting back the wheel on and lowering the car down. But other than that, this side's finished. I'm going to get the other side done today. Should be an easy job. Just so you know what the old disc is like before. Look how awful that is. So we'll get this side jacked up, and then hopefully this side will be a bit easier than the other side, because the other side was a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, fingers crossed. And there you have an absolutely lovely, another quality brake disc. So as again, I'll take off the spacer, then try loosen off the caliper, get the carry off. Brake disc should come off in theory, and then it should all go back together relatively simply. So same as the other side, let's get cracking and see if we can get this horrendous old disc off, because we've got 2 weeks until the MOT. So again, there's 2 slider bolts on the back and then 2 carrier bolts as well. This spring needs to come off. I've got new ones of them, and then in theory the whole caliper should just come off. But that's what should happen. Whether it will happen, I don't know. So this caliper came off so much easier than the other side. Literally just came off straight away. So only thing I need to change is those clips, but there's the old pads, and they are absolutely shot, as well as the old disc. Now I'm just hoping for the carrier to just come off easier than the other side, because the other side was an absolute nightmare, but got the right tools this time, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it will come off easily. But so far, so good. It's taken me about 20 minutes to get to this stage, and this stage last time took me 1-2 hours maybe to get this carrier off and the caliper. So this side is going so much better than the other side. So all we've got to do now is take the disc off, which seems like we're going to have to give it a little bit of a bash, and then just refit it all. Nice and easy. Success. One knackered disc off. Gonna give this a clean up now, then get the new disc on. And if by magic we have one disc on, the carrier back on, just need to wind back the piston on the caliper now, get the new pads in, and then see if this old clip stays in, but if not, I'll replace it with a new one. But yeah, looking really good so far. So far, so good, so easy. So finally, it's only taken me an hour. We have 1 new brake disc, 2 new pads, spacer back on. Just need to get the wheel on now, and then we are done. Finally. And there we finally have the front and all the rear discs and pads done. So I'm going to call this video a day there. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and like always, please like, subscribe and comment down below anything you want me to do in the future to this car, and hopefully we'll get the good news that the car has passed its MOT. So as always, my name is Ollie, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.